This is a public service announcement. Nintendo, stop being lazy. Even with the dozen or so fantastic releases I've seen from them recently, especially over 2017 with the Switch, I'm still seeing these hints of laziness that are bringing me back to the days of the Wii U and Wii and, even the DS and the 3DS at times. And I don't want to see Nintendo going back to any of this any longer. Enough is enough. And here are some of the most extraordinarily lazy and low-effort games Nintendo has put out over the last decade or so. Now, not all of these games are actually terrible games. This is just lazy efforts put in by Nintendo. Not all these games are bad. However, this first one, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, is a steaming pile of shit. Fucking awful, low effort, put nothing into it. In fact, the entire Amiibo line on the Wii U with Animal Crossing was an absolute travesty. That's just offensive to Animal Crossing as an IP and to all the fans out there of Animal Crossing. It was absolutely absurd. The game was god-awful. Literally, I found the game for $4.99 with the 2 Amiibo included, and I played it for about 15 minutes with a friend, and then we're like, this is fucking trash. No, we're not playing it. It's god-awful. Another game, Star Fox Zero. Again, I appreciate the attempt at innovation here, and the game in itself isn't terrible, but in this case, it really was just for the sake of innovation, with the secondary controller, all this kind of stuff. It was nothing to make the game better. It was just for the sake of being innovative. And then the rest of the game was rushed out around it. They subbed out Platinum Games to develop the game and probably gave them like a year, not even, And there it is. There's a rushed Star Fox game, not getting the treatment it deserves following Star Fox Assault. Where is the big Star Fox game everyone has been hoping for? Why aren't Nintendo making it something special? Make it big, make it a blockbuster, make it like a space opera thing that the original Star Fox was supposed to be. Where the hell is the effort here, Nintendo? Mario Tennis Ultra Smash on the Wii U. I wasn't even going to think about buying this, but just by watching reviews and watching gameplay of it, this here is about all Mario sports games in general over the last decade. They are all phone-ins, they're cash-ins, nothing is happening with them. What the fuck is Camelot doing? What the fuck is Camelot doing? Where is any bit of effort? Where is any pride in their work? This is ridiculous, and they should be ashamed of it. There's no interesting characters added, no new modes. Jesus Christ, this is absolutely absurd. From what the greats and how great they were before to where they are now, it's fucking ridiculous, and that goes for all of the Mario sports games now. Another game, one that I actually really enjoyed, was Metroid Prime Federation Force. Again, it's a good game in itself, but this still shows the lack of attention to its audience. And what the fuck is it? People want something big, a new Metroid Prime game. What the fuck was this? This is tone-deaf Nintendo at its finest. This next one here, this one gets me the most pissed off. Paper Mario Color Splash and Paper Mario Sticker Star. This is the biggest issue I have right here. A beloved gaming franchise boiled down to a shit battle system and half-assed writing with no effort put into the world whatsoever. Yes, Color Splash looks pretty. Yes, Sticker Star looked great with 3D. But that's fucking it. There's no actual effort put into this stuff. Where are the unique characters? Paper Mario is about the world it builds, and yet Paper Mario Color Splash and all this stuff and Sticker Star, all they have is fucking toads? Where is the fucking effort, Nintendo? You guys know what the fans are asking for. You guys know what the fans want, but you continuously do not fucking listen. I get, and everyone gets, that Nintendo, you have your innovations here. But sometimes you gotta listen to your fucking audience, and you gotta put effort into these games that everyone adores, and you're shitting on them. Paper Mario Color Splash was the first Paper Mario game I did not buy, and I will not be buying it until I see some effort put into the Paper Mario franchise. Another series, Mario Party. Nintendo, why the fuck are the last few games released on the goddamn 3DS? Literally, this is the stupidest thing you could ever think of, and you guys are doing this continuously. This is a series of games that doesn't need a big change where everyone's riding in the same fucking Bowser car. This is a fucking board game on your video game system. This should be on a fucking console like the Switch with unique mini games that use the Switch's controllers. How fucking hard is that, people? Where is the effort put into designing these Mario Party games? Where is the effort into appeasing the fans? This is fucking stupid, Nintendo. This needs to be fixed, and Mario Party needs to have a revitalization. Brand new Mario Party, not a numbered sequel. This is the new way of Mario Party games. This needs to be released on the fucking Switch, not on the 3DS again. Do something with this, Nintendo. I also want to talk about Hey Pikmin and Chibi Robo Ziplash. So this is one of my main gripes with a lot of Nintendo laziness, is they just bring everything as a 2D platformer, which clearly is not as resource intensive, and they have way too many of them on their platforms right now anyways. You need something unique and special, and what they're basically doing here is they're shitting on their previous fan base for those series of games and saying, hey, we don't have any other announcement of another game from the series coming out, but hey, here you go. Take this Chibi Robo game, which is the most basic, plain Jane, piece of shit platformer game I've ever seen. It is terrible. Really. It's not that it doesn't work. It's not that it doesn't function, but there is absolutely nothing unique or special about it, and that is a huge disappointment for all the fans of the series, but just for Nintendo in general, doing these phone-in, cash-in games here. It's absurd. It's horrible. Another game, and one that has just recently came out on the Switch. ARMS. Love it. Great, innovative game. I really enjoyed that. But what the fuck? Why is it such a basic single player? You have all these creative characters, but then you lead them down to not even having cutscenes or anything interesting brought into them. They have these interesting designs, but there's nothing to it. Not even to the amount of like a Punch-Out. What the fuck is going on with this? Is this just slow development time, or you're getting rushed to completion? These games need the effort put into them. This one didn't have the effort like a Splatoon did, so this is why this likely didn't perform as well. Come on, Nintendo. So those are some of the games that have concerned me over the past few years or so, but the point of this video is talking about some of the upcoming games that I am very concerned about, and I'm worried, whether it be with development times and release schedules, if these are going to have the same fate. And this Nintendo cannot rest on their laurels with the Nintendo Switch now. After releasing games like Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey, these really innovative, brand new takes on these beloved franchises, they cannot be doing the same thing with these upcoming games. And some of the games that have been announced so far have me very concerned. So let's go over them now. Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. Make it the game that everyone fucking wants. Nintendo, Game Freak, whoever, Pokemon Company. Make it an open world 3D Pokemon game where you can find Pokemon in the wild, literally on your fucking overworld map. Make it a legitimate Pokemon game that everyone has been dreaming about for years. I've played Pokemon Coliseum, and that was one step. That was getting there, you know? But make it a full-out Pokemon RPG, 3D. Everyone has been hoping for this forever, but you just do not push it. You do not push the effort there. Maybe limit the scope of the amount of Pokemon. That is fine. Bring it back down to 150 or something like that. Then maybe expand going forward on sequels or whatever. But do something special with this game. You know? Likely with the audience they have now, I know you guys don't want to alienate the existing and the kids that all follow Pokemon, but maybe do it a yearly game with one which is more innovative and then one that is more conventional. Like the Pokemon Sun and Moon or X and Y and all that kind of stuff. You know, put some effort into this fucking game. Everyone wants something special with this, and if everyone has to hold their breath for nothing again, that's a huge disappointment, and you guys aren't putting in the fucking effort in that this series deserves. The next game is Mario Tennis Aces. So after this mini direct, you know, a lot of people are optimistic, but keep in mind, this is coming from fucking Camelot, the company that doesn't seem to have any pride in what they do and are only made for phone-in and cash-in games that really have no effort put into them whatsoever, whether that's Nintendo's fault for development time they give them or the amount of money they put towards the project, whatever it is. Give them the fucking resources they need to make this game good and put actual effort into this, because this is something that needs to have some quality put back into the names. I can see everyone's mindshare around these games going forward has been or, over the last like decade or so has been pretty lukewarm, and who can blame them with games like fucking Ultra Smash coming out? That was a disgrace, and it gets me very worried for how Mario Tennis Aces will be. I see they're trying to appeal, saying that they're doing more with it, but we'll see how that actually goes. Kirby Star Allies. So I get that a 2D platformer like this is something that is required in games nowadays. However, with the vast influx of indie games that come out with likely much better platforming than what we see with Kirby Star Allies, these games are a little bit too much of the same shit. Personally, I'm not interested in it. I've never been the biggest Kirby fan out there. I usually just like the interesting, unique Kirby games that come out, like the Rainbow Curses and the Mass Attacks and all that kind of stuff. But I don't see them doing anything special with this. So I want to see some actual effort put into this. Again, whether it stays with the same type of formula, I just want to see something special and unique coming out of this. It can't just be the same the same phone-ins that they seem to be doing a lot here. So the last game I wanted to talk about was Metroid Prime 4. I know there's been the recent rumors coming out that Namco Bandai is working on this Metroid Prime game, and that gets me very excited because usually when you get Nintendo IPs developed by a third-party company, they usually put in all the effort they can, as we've seen with Mario and Rabbids on the Switch recently. Fantastic game, so much effort put into it, and it's something unique and special. I want to see Metroid Prime 4 be that. If they need to go fucking all out with this game, all the budget they need, all the people they need on the team. People have dreams about games like Zelda, Breath of the Wild. People had dreams about that kind of a Zelda game come out, and here it is. People had dreams of something like Super Mario Odyssey come out. Here it is. This needs to happen with the Metroid series. Metroid Prime Trilogy did that fantastically. We need to see the Metroid Prime series live up to that and more here. This needs to be Nintendo's big sci-fi blockbuster game. This needs to be it, and I'm very optimistic if Namco Bandai is the ones working on this that it will be. We will see, but Metroid deserves the effort here. The series deserves something big, and I feel like if they put in the effort like they did with something like a Breath of the Wild or a Super Mario Odyssey, this could be something special and could be another big tentpole franchise for Nintendo if this goes well. But yeah, guys, that's what I want to talk about today. Nintendo has shown a lot of laziness and not much effort getting put into some of these games, and I do not want to see that happening again throughout the Switch's life cycle. This needs to be something special and unique. I feel like Nintendo realizes this, and I'm just hoping that they don't end up stepping back when they see that the Switch is starting to sell. They need to keep pushing and pushing. They need the big, innovative, creative games coming out. And I feel like they have the opportunity here, and I just don't want to see them fuck that up. So full new, brand new, unique, interesting experiences coming out for these IPs that Nintendo owns with maximum effort. On that note, guys, this is Wizrad from No Filter Nintendo Podcast, and I will see you guys next time.